Huh. I appear to be caught in a very localized tornado. It's not even affecting my horses, and they're right there. Oh, wait. I'm on a minecart, that's why. Oh, just a little bit dizzy from that. What is up, everyone? This is Unlikely Waffle here, and welcome back to Survival Life, my Minecraft tutorial series. Today, we are going to be working with flowers. No, I'm just kidding. We're working with minecarts, obviously. Minecarts are actually one of the simplest and, in my opinion, most fun modes of transportation in the game. And they're relatively easy to make, but they're not all that cheap. For each actual minecart, not minecart, but rail, you need 6 iron ingot and 1 stick, so that's not too bad, but 6 iron ingot, but that still gets you 16 rails, so it's not too bad. The way that minecart rails are placed down are pretty much just right-click on a horizontal surface, just like this. You can also place it on an upside-down slab or an upside-down stair, and it gets placed just fine on there, as well as a hopper. Let's just dig this out, and I'll grab my hopper and I'll put it down there just to show you that it can be placed. Remember to hold shift when you're doing that. And these are very easily broken. You can use either a pick. Pretty much any tool will work, but a pick works the fastest. Or you could also use water, because it comes off with water. It could also come off with lava, but lava will probably burn the item before you can grab it. There is that to worry about. Okay, let me just stop this cart. Come on. There we go. Minecarts are also relatively not that cheap, but not that expensive either. They only take 5 ingots, and they are just placed in a U like this, pretty much like an upside down shape of a helmet. But they do not stack, so you have to have room for those in your inventory. You can see here that in addition to the regular rails, we also have a powered rail. This makes it so you don't have to keep pressing forward with the minecart. Like, you can get in it and you can press forward and it'll go around, but I can just let go of the keyboard, which I'm doing right now, and the powered rail will make it go by itself. Remember to press shift to get out of the minecart. And the powered rails are a little bit more expensive than the iron ones, than the standard ones, because they also take 6 ingots on each side. But they also, actually, yeah, they also take 1 stick and 1 piece of redstone. So you want to have plenty of gold, or else you're going to use these sparingly. And they also only give you 6 rails as opposed to 16. So it uses more gold per rail. Actually, 1 ingot exactly per rail. These can be powered by any redstone means. Right here you can see that I've just powered it with a simple torch. When it's off, it's a dark red, and when it's on, it's a light scarlet red. You can also easily identify it with the gold bands on either side. And obviously you can see here that rails, they can bend. So that way you don't have to go in a straight line and then transfer to a new rail when you want to go around a curve. Say we just had the straight line and we want a line to be coming off this way. We just place it going like that and it'll automatically curve. One thing worth noting though is that when a curve gets powered, usually through a lever, but any redstone means works. Okay, so I'm back here and I have a lever. The thing you need to remember with when you're switching a curve on a rail, I'm sorry if you were able to hear that. I'm not sure what my neighbors are doing, but you need to make sure that it has a something to connect to when it gets switched over. So if we didn't have this rail right here, then it wouldn't do anything if it got powered. But since that is there and we power that curve there, then it switches over. So instead of curving this way, it curves that way. Very easy and useful in certain applications. I'm probably not going to get into those, but I might do a video on those later on. But say you did not want this thing to be powered all the time. You only wanted it to be powered when you were actually using it. Very easy to do as well. All you need to do is get a pressure plate. Let's just take one, I don't need two. Put that in the center. Put iron on either side just like normal. And one redstone right below it, and that gets you a detector rail. This pretty much works just like a button, except that instead of being able to be activated by anything, it can only be activated by a minecart going over it. So let's say we get rid of this one, and we put a powered rail right next to it, and then we have the rest of the rails going off in this direction. So let's put a minecart on here, and you can see that, keep going, as it goes over it, it powers the powered rail right next to it momentarily. But if we stand on the activator rail, nothing happens, because only a minecart can activate it. Oh, I'm stuck. Get on. And because we're coming from the other side, then this just stops us dead. When a powered rail is not powered, then it acts more like a brake. So we just have to keep pressing forward if we want to go past it. Alright. Can I get out? There we go. So in addition to being able to go around curves, minecarts can also go up hills, which is nice because a lot of the times you might be using it to get out of a cave or a mining tunnel that you've created, which will often be lower than where you are starting or where you want to go. So you simply just go straight up here, and you see that when there is not a rail diagonally above it, then it will simply just sit like this. But once there is a reason to connect upwards, then it will do that automatically. Oops. But you see that once it is... But if it tries to curve and go up at the same time, it cannot do that. It can only curve or go up a hill. But you can have it curve just before it goes up a hill, and that works fine. Alright, so here's the thing about going up the hills. Sorry about that cut, I had to go sleep real quick. You can obviously place them... Whoop, I did not want that. You can obviously place them to go up or down the hills like this. But if you... without holding forward all the time, it is very hard to actually get them to go up. And it takes a very long time to do that. Obviously, this one is not the best example of that. So what I would recommend doing is when you want to go up hills, start with the powered rail towards the base of the uphill incline. That way, it will have enough power to get up there, or enough momentum to get up there successfully, without having to possibly backtrack. So let's see how this works now. You see how much faster we got up here with that? The other thing that you can also do is make the entire incline, or every other block of it at least, out of powered rail itself. This guarantees you... But, come on, how do I keep misplacing that? This guarantees that you will have plenty of momentum to go up, and when you're coming down, then you'll be coming out of here like a rocket. So let's just have this curve around, since my tree farm is right here. And I'm not sure what this glitch is about, but my leaves are no longer transparent. It's really weird, and I don't like it. Oh, I forgot to place the torch. Can we do that? Yes, we go. So when we come down, we get down there in no time at all. And put you back on there? Can I do that? Okay, fine. I'll just grab the other minecart then, since you seem to be in a bad mood today. And so that one gave us even more momentum because we didn't lose any climbing up. We actually gained it climbing up. Let's grab you. The only drawback to powered rails is that they themselves cannot go around corners. See, like this? they have to stay straight. It makes sense, really, but that's just how it is. However, minecarts themselves do not have to be boring. They do not have to just be rideable ones that you just take to and from places, although that's what you're going to usually use them for. You can also place stuff in them. One being a furnace. That gives you, obviously, a minecart with furnace. The reason this is useful is because you can place it on a rail line that is unpowered, like if you have a situation where you can't have a rail powered for whatever reason, like if you have other close redstone projects. What is my horse doing? Whatever. Or if you just don't have the resources for it, you just place the minecart on it, and is this facing the right way? Yeah, it's facing the right way now. Move. This way. There you go. And then you grab a piece of coal and right-click on it, and it will power itself, just like this. It's also good for getting up hills where you, like I said, cannot place redstone anywhere near it. It's a little bit old school, but it does the job. And apparently it does not want to go back on here. Fine. I'll just take you back. You can also place in a minecart, where'd it go? There it is. A chest. And this is really good for mining, because then you can line up like 5 of these minecart chest minecarts and store all your stuff in them, and then stick a furnace or yourself behind it and just start riding all the way up, and then all your stuff is delivered without you having to worry about your inventory space. It's really quite handy. So we just put this on here, and we can right click on it just like normal to store stuff in it. I'll put a hopper and a regular minecart in there, and just send it on its merry way, and it'll be fine, as long as it does not get broken or fall into lava. If it hits water, then it'll just break it. And finally, one last one that we often use, that you can often see used in Minecraft, is a minecart with hopper. This is especially useful for, you've probably seen it in my single player world, where I distributed coal amongst several different hoppers that were separated by distances. So let's just put, can we place a chest above it? Yes, we can. Good. And can we place another chest? I don't think I have one. Oh well. Actually, we can place a furnace below this. Furnace right there. Place a regular rail on top of it. And then we'll place, let's say, redstone and gold and iron in there. As this passes underneath that chest, it'll collect however many pieces it can in the time that it is underneath it. And it will get stored inside the minecart hopper. And as it comes around, then as it goes over here, it will distribute it into here if it's possible. It might not be possible with these items, but if it is, then fantastic. So you'll watch this keep going, and after a few times, then yeah, we cannot, there's nothing to place under there. We can see everything is, it's almost filled up with everything. It'll grab several pieces at once. Alright, this is a much better demonstration. I've switched out the furnace with another hopper, and this will definitely accept items. So in here we have gold, another hopper, and a furnace. And let's make sure we don't keep hitting this. And as it goes around, we can see that it starts filling this up. Approximately 1 piece for each revolution. Which is a really good way to evenly distribute items, especially coal for furnaces, if you have an automatic furnace setup going. Alright, one last thing to mention before we end the episode for the day. With powered rails, you, in addition to using them as either to a maintaining of speed, an accelerant, or a brake, you can also use them as a pure launcher from 0 to go. The way you do that is you get a solid block and you place a powered rail right in front of it. You need that solid block there, otherwise it doesn't really work. Then we'll just have the rest of the rails coming off like this, That works for now. Looked like the horse was out of its pen for a second there. And ideally we'll have another block around it, either on top or to the side. But that's not as important. Then you just grab a button. I'm just going to grab a stone button for now. And place it, like I said, either to the top or to the side. I think for now we'll do on top. See if that works. We'll place a minecart right on top of that rail. Partially into the block as far as it will go, pretty much like that. Get in the minecart and press the button. And it will temporarily power that. And because it is partially in the block, then it wants to be out of that block. And it'll just send it on its way for as long as it can. So that is also an extremely useful and very common usage for powered rails. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like and a comment below, and I'll see you next time. So long, everyone.